Do it properly.
We just lost all of our viewers. What is going on, guys? Aggronix here, and welcome to the fucking PCL podcast. Today we are joined by the one and only fitness trainer Joey, the humblest of haunters, and the unluckiest of Ians. I fucked that. I fucked that one up. All right, it's good. We got the boys here.
Wait, Aggron, you know, you need to be like, yeah, Joey and Ian are our guests this week.
Yeah, because me and Champ are the hosts. We're the hosts. Yeah. We have Joey and Ian. Joey, if you say one fucking thing about the Game of Thrones episode that was leaked, I will smack. Actually, this is going up next week, so actually you can't talk about it. Actually, we could fucking talk about it for like 20 minutes. This is going up probably Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm hoping. I don't know when, but...
So, speaking of Game of Thrones, do you guys watch Harshal vs. Slyguy?
Alright then.
Did someone say transitions?
Nice transition.
Before we start, I just want to thank our sponsors this week.
I was just about to say we should have a sponsor.
Audible, thank you to Audible.
Thanks for Audible.
No, hold on.
30-day free trial with Audible if you use the code PCL Season 4.
Season 4, yeah.
They have some great
Capital 4.
Any book. We also have G2A Gaming. 5% off discount if you use the code Aggronix.
Yeah. Make sure when you spell PCL Season 4, it's lowercase PCL, capital S, capital 4. So let's get into it. We are here. What?
We have them as a sponsor. We have them as a sponsor too. If you can tell at what point I get drunk enough drinking their wine and what I ramble on, they'll give you 50% off.
Okay. All right. So.
So special thanks to the sponsors of this week's episode.
Oh fuck! Our sponsor. Shout out to Snickers. Their nuts are fantastic. Ian knows all about their nuts. It's great. So, let's just get started. Champ, you are very, very fucking concerned about the Como shit. So let's just start with that, because that's what I want to talk about the most. Because that's fucking hilarious.
So Pokemon just released their news that Como is getting Como-onium Z, which sounds like a disease.
What the fuck it does? Comonium.
If you guys haven't seen it, it's Clanging Scales Z move with an Omni boost. I mean, what the fuck?
That's just insane. It's really funny.
It's really funny. To get a Nintendo.
Yeah, Game Freak, what the fuck?
Literally, they've taken the most B-Tech pseudo-legendary I've ever seen and just got it banned.
Yeah, they're there in their fucking office like, how can we break the game? And then they fucking do that. It's just retarded.
You know what I've always wondered about, though, with Nintendo? Do they think about competitive battling? Because take something like Chansey. There was no way in Generation 1 they were going, you know what? We're going to make this Pokemon the god of stool.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I think they do because they do stuff... Well, they definitely care about VGC. But singles, definitely not.
That's true.
They definitely care about VGC, though. But yeah, the Como is really, really funny.
I mean, for the most part, a lot of their competitive stuff is strictly focused on VGC.
Yeah, totally.
But at this point, I'm convinced they just have like an 8-year-old there. Like they ask, how can you make this game better? And then he says some rambling shit about something that needs to be boosted. And they're like, all right, let's do it.
It's not even
focus on VGC. The VGC competitive league is just dry. It's just all the same teams.
Sure, that's true.
That is very true.
Guard, Chance, and Arcanines.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that VGC had was 2014 when they just had like the Gen 6 what was it, the Kalos regional decks? Like that was the only time you actually had like a bunch of variety.
Dude, we're gonna get copyrighted, fuck's sake.
Do you want to know the worst time for competitive battling, though, was the end of Gen 5. I started competitive in the middle of Gen 5 when Politoed ruled everything.
Every team was a sand, rain, or something like that, yeah.
OU, doubles, triples, everything. If you didn't have a team with Politoed in it, you were fucked.
Yeah, that was horrible.
The only thing you could do about it was like running sand, and that was like the only potential count. Like,
yeah, or you had to run a rain team of your own.
Yeah, it was
you
horrible.
either ran your own rain team, you ran a sand team, or you ran one like out of this world sun team that could counter like most rain teams, but was completely useless against everything else in the gen.
Exactly.
I don't understand how rain teams were so good in Gen 5, because Mega Swampert wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah. It's
I
a funny
don't
one.
remember what there was.
I didn't start competitive battling until Gen 6, so I have no idea.
Same.
It was Scizor, Ferrothorn,
Jirachi.
Kingdra, Jirachi, and Politoed. That was like a rain team right there.
Yeah, it's all Ludicolo sometimes as well.
Oh yeah, Ludicolo is in there.
Ludicolo was seen quite a lot on the OU ladders, actually. It was weird.
I mean, I think I didn't remember seeing Jirachi that much, but I remember Scizor was in there because it could like check Metagross, and then you had Ferrothorn, and Ferrothorn just hazard stacked so that whenever you got Kingdra in safely, it was just like, all right, well, this like potential 3-hit KO or 2-hit KO just turns into a 1-hit KO because you're taking Stealth Rock and 3 spikes, and like there was no defog then either, so it's just.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, there wasn't. Yeah, it's pretty fucked.
So like, it was like Rapid Spin was your only thing, and the only thing you could like you'd Rapid Spin on the thing that could set it up, and you'd eventually just kill yourself to Rocky Helmet and Iron Barbs.
Mm. Gen 5 was a weird time. It's a weird time.
And with 7 gens in, and despite Alola Ninetales on the Royal, Hail is still pretty shit.
Yeah.
No one gives a shit about Hail.
They've really botched that. The debut of Hail again.
The problem is with Hail, there is no good sweeper. Like Rain, you've got Mega Swampert. Sand, you've got Excadrill. Sun, something. I don't know. Arcanine, maybe?
Venusaur.
Venusaur's okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Hail, what is that? Beartic?
Beartic and Sandslash. There's
what
2.
The fuck?
All the Pokemon that benefit from Hail are all Ice type, which is the worst defensive type in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, it's just... I feel like... But I don't know what else they could have done. I'm trying to think.
You know what they could have done?
They could have given abilities to other Mons, at least.
Sure. Yeah.
The thing is that I think he would have done is, you know how like there's Excadrill has that other ability, Sand Force.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They could have given that to Ice types and given it to like Weavile.
I just feel like Hail should
Kyron
have
Black.
boosted Ice type moves in general. Hail should have done what Sun did, I think.
Kyron Black should have got Swift Swim.
And like there are only 3 Hail benefiting abilities, right? Snow Cloak, Ice Body, and Slush Rush.
Yeah.
And those like all given to Ice types.
It's pretty whack.
I think Hail would like it wouldn't be used as much, but if you gave like some of the attackers like an ability that boosts their attack by like 1.5 in Hail, then it might actually be somewhat useful.
Yeah.
Because like Weavile doesn't really have an ability that it benefits.
Yeah, Weavile, it doesn't.
Could you imagine it having like a choice band in Hail, but you can switch up moves?
Yeah. But I think also another problem with Ice types is they get checked by regular rules like Ferrothorn and things like. Well, not quite Ferrothorn, but just regular rules check most Ice types.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and I just finished checking all the abilities. There's only one Pokemon who has one of the 3 main Hail abilities that does not have Ice in its typing, and that Pokemon is Seal.
Oh yeah.
Everything else has Ice in its typing in some form.
Yeah.
You know the crazy thing too is you can build a Fairy Dragon Steel Core and like a pretty decent one through a Hail Core.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Alolan Ninetales, Kyron Black.
Or regular Kyurem and then Alolan Sandslash. Like
oh shit, fair enough.
But
like you can set up like Z Hail with Kyurem.
Z Hail. He said it, not me.
They'll all have one common weakness, which any question has.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. Is like it's there, but it just.
Especially since Steel is such a prominent type in the game.
And it's just rocks as well. That's why you don't see many Sun teams and you don't see many Ice teams because hazard stacking is the way to go in competitive Pokemon now. If you look at a league, every time you draft a team, you need to draft some sort of hazard stacking Pokemon. It's just the way it goes. You know, which Pokemon sets up Stealth Rocks on my team, and then every time you're looking at an opponent's team, you're thinking which one sets up rocks on that team. And if you've got a team mainly weak to rocks, you're taking that damage every time you swap in.
I mean, if you go up against a full-on Hail team, you can almost sacrifice like 2 of your 24 slots to just set up Stealth Rock. Because you get 24 slots to take on your opponent, essentially, and you can like with an entire Hail team where everyone's taken like 24% or 25% except for like Sandslash who's just gonna take 12 and a half. you can literally have 2 stealth rockers there just to keep them keep them from switching.
The difference between all the weathers is also just the primary setters, because even with all the new setters Gen 7 had, like hail and sand are the only ones that have setters with the abilities and that have recovery. On Pelipper, where Ninetales, both Ninetales, Vanillux, Torkoal, they don't have any recovery.
Abomasnow, your boy.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I want to see more of in terms of weather sets? I want to see more Pokemon with Cloud9. I want to see proper viable Pokemon with that. Because what gets it is the Licky and Golduck.
Golduck, Altaria, Licky, and Drampa.
Yeah, Altaria is dreadful. Drampa has better abilities. Licky is the only one which I would consider using on. And even then, it gets things like Oblivious, which is just better.
Yeah.
Because if you got like a water type, and I don't know, I'm trying to think of a good typing to have it. I don't know, Volcanion would have a really good if that got Cloud9, because we're super effective against ground and ice and fire.
Well, I mean, the thing with Volcanion would be that, like, in rain, you'd still be able to take on Ferrothorn.
Exactly.
And in Sun, you'd be able to take on Charizard Y, which is the only reason Sun is, like, the 3rd best weather.
Charizard Y does have recovery, but he's not bulky.
Yeah, I think that's an ability that just hasn't been utilized well in terms of Game Freak putting on good Pokemon, which I'd love to see more of, like, in when they add more abilities on new Pokemon.
I mean, like, the problem is they're just doing so much on so little Pokemon. Like, everything in Gen 7 is just getting their own abilities and moves.
Yeah. Although this gen they did change a lot of things on a lot of Pokemon coming.
True, like Pelipper and Torkoal. It was nice to have those two, and Vanillux as well to set.
Mantine's one that comes to mind. They boosted its HP by like 20 and gave it Roost, and all of a sudden it went from like some shitty Piyumon to like low tier OU wall, like high UU wall. Like
it's currently
whenever you see it on a draw from the opponent's team, you're like, right, what am I putting HP Electric on now?
Like you gotta run 2 electric moves, and if like that's the only weak thing to electric, you're wasting 2 slots on something that's probably not gonna come.
Yeah.
Although I will say the one thing that outside of just getting a like Slush Rush and giving like 1 or 2 more Hail Setters, the Aurora Veil.
I love that. The idea of
Aurora Veil itself is a TM, so its availability is not low.
Like the Aurora Veil with Ninetales is actually pretty busted. Like you don't. I feel like Alolan Ninetales by itself is a good pickup. I just don't think drafting it with Hail is a good idea. But like, I mean, I took a team in UU. I had no idea how to play the tier, and it was just throw a Alolan Ninetales, Scizor, Xurkitree, and Hawlucha on a team, and you just set up your Stealth Rocks, you set up Aurora Veil, and then you just sweep with either Xurkitree or Hawlucha, and that's just completely busted that I could do that with having no idea what the fuck I'm doing in UU.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty, like, I feel like, also another thing is, with Sand anyway, Sand is the easiest because a lot of the setters get rocks.
Yeah.
But none of the Hail setters get rocks. I think a few of the, well, actually no, Water doesn't get it either. But Torkoal does. That's why Torkoal is nice with the drought.
But none.
Well, I mean, the thing is, rain, you have a defogger, so it's not like
you're losing anything. Sure, but yeah, Hail has nothing.
Then you have a rapid spinner, but Torkoal with no recovery outside of rest and leftovers just easily gets shipped down without wish.
I guess, but
yeah,
lefties is nice.
The thing with Torkoal too is that I feel like it's got the same thing as Alolan Ninetales, where like Alolan Ninetales wants to set up the Aurora Veil and then die, so that you don't have to waste that extra turn switching out.
That's true, yeah. It doesn't get anything like U-turn or Baton Pass, and it's really disappointing.
And the thing with Torkoal too is, like, even though it is defensive, like late game, you'd want it to switch into rocks, set up the sun, and maybe just die, and then, you know, that's where Mega Houndoom can shine. Because Mega Houndoom was something that was hardly ever used before, like, Gen 6 Draft League. That thing was kind of, like, that thing was useless. It was just like, all right, you have to either manually set up sun, which is, like, kind of a wasted move slot if you don't have a sun team, or you have to draft regular Ninetales, which is absolute shit. But now you've got some, like, defensive spinner that can set up rocks, so you have some utility in your Sunsetter, and then Mega Houndoom actually can do something.
Yeah. I also feel like Mega Houndoom's ability Solar Power, it just hurts it as well as it helps, because while he gets the 50% special attack, he loses 1/8 of his health every turn, and you're already on a timer with the sun.
Yeah, I feel like it should have been given recovery.
I mean, the thing with the Mega Houndoom is that, Champ, you're the one giving the feedback. The thing with Mega Houndoom is it's so frail that it's not going to be like sitting there. So like losing 12% this turn is not going to change something from a 2-hit KO to a 1-hit KO. You're either killing Mega Houndoom or you're not.
I don't know. No. If you hit it with a super effective move, sure, but it does actually have base
90 base defenses and 75 which HP, which is not great. But it's
like, if you've got like a Hitmonchan and you just drop a Mach Punch on it and it's dead.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how many how many turns you lost.
But you could take resistant hit very easily and scare the opponent out. But with
Yeah.
the stun up, you're put on a less valuable time and you're losing more on the potential switch in.
But I mean, he's like Houndoom is so fast that it's not going to be designed to take a hit. And then, for the most part, if you're running like a mixed Houndoom set, you're already losing. You're already losing a little bit of the defenses with the minus nature on what either your defense or your Spadef.
You shouldn't really be.
There's not really any.
I mean, the mixed would.
Mixed.
Yeah, you shouldn't really be running mix on Mega Houndoom.
The only personal move it gets
Sucker Punch is the only.
He has base 150 speed though. Well, 115. What does he need to have speed?
Priority. Sucker Punch. I mean, it's nice to have Sucker Punch sometimes.
Like you can because I don't see Mega Houndoom walling anything, and then if it's like a late game sweeper, you might as well just throw like a minus special defense nature, and then have that Sucker Punch in case someone has a surprise scarf or some priority in there. You can just Sucker Punch him.
I feel like it's hard with Houndoom because his stats. I feel like they should have just done a B drill with him, just dropped his defenses and then boosted that special attack or attack sky high.
He has to capitalize with what he does because he's at a speed tier where certain scarves can still outspeed him.
Yeah.
He's like to me he's like a faster version of Nidoking. Is what I see Mega Houndoom. It's not going to take a super effective hit. It will hit hard. You wall it with something and it's gone.
Yeah. I mean, the thing
is,
though...
when it comes to draft, I think normal Houndoom is better for a draft league if you're not focusing on Sun. Because normal Houndoom has the Flash Fire, so you get the immunity.
That's true.
Flash Fire boosted your fire attacks. And if you have Unnerve to scout for berries.
The thing I would say about that is you like if you don't Mega Evolve with Houndoom, you still have that. But then I would say Mega Houndoom is is a little better because in pretty much every draft league, you're not gonna with Mega Houndoom you're gonna be gaining points from drafting, which is something that you don't get from regular Houndoom. Which is why I would say Mega Houndoom is still a little bit better than regular Houndoom. Now, if it comes from like a week-to-week basis, you can make the argument that regular Houndoom is better, but I think draft-wise, Mega Houndoom probably, I would put it higher than regular Houndoom.
It's like Sharpedo.
I've used Houndoom in Season 3, and being at Tier 4, it's actually a very valuable pick.
I mean, I'm not saying...
It has a special attack stat that's over the hundreds. It's fast enough to outspeed most things with Scarf. And having an immunity is always a big trouble. And
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I would when you come to the draft, I would value Mega Houndoom just a little bit more because it gives you what is it PCL wise, 40 or 60 points?
Yeah.
40.
Yeah, so that upgrades you from a tier 3 to a tier 2 in one of your free picks right there, and that makes your draft better.
Alright, so let's say you've got Sharpedo and Houndoom. One of them has to be Mega, one of them has to be regular form. Which one do you pick and which?
Mega Sharpedo.
No.
Let's say you have to first turn Mega though.
Oh, Mega Houndoom.
Mega Houndoom and then regular Sharpedo.
Is Mega Sharpedo going back down to a tier?
Yeah, it would drop a tier, Mega Sharpedo.
Still though, regular Sharpedo is really good.
They'd both be tier 3. Oh shit, yeah, no, Mega Houndoom's tier 3 Mega, yeah.
Oh.
So that's plus 60. Yeah, so they both be tier 3 Megas. I think Sharpedo's a tier 4 as well.
Regular Sharpedo?
Yeah.
I think he's a tier 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would still take Mega Houndoom, regular Sharpedo.
I would take regular Sharp. I would take Mega Sharpedo, Mega Houndoom.
You can't
really drafting both of them is a stupid idea as it is.
No, it's just right? hypothetically.
Yes, I know, but we can all agree that drafting both of them at once is stupid, right?
Oh, something that's weak to too weak to mock punches. Like,
chucking a Bishop there as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd still take normal Mega Sharpedo and normal Houndoom.
Oh, Champ, was that a cue to pull up? Was it Thunder? No, it wasn't. Was it Thunder's team? The team where 9 mons are weak to fighting.
Thunder's team was in season 2. Let me pull this up. You guys just talk for a bit. I'll pull it up quickly.
All right.
Like I would still go for the normal Houndoom because it has the. I feel like it has the more utility potential with its variety of abilities. Where unless you waste another slot on your draft to have better stun support, Mega Houndoom is not really gonna work.
I mean, the thing with
you go.
The other thing with Mega Houndoom is like you can set up a nasty plot. You can get yourself a free turn, and with the right like fire and hidden power and dark pulse can tear through a ton of teams, especially with Mega Houndoom at +2.
And he has Sludge Bomb.
Yes, Sharpedo just doesn't get that set up. It doesn't get like reliant. I wouldn't feel comfortable trying to set up with Sharpedo, whereas I feel comfortable sticking Nasty Plot on Mega Houndoom. Anyway, if we take, I remember this. Thunder drafted a team in season 2, and I looked. Firstly, I was doing the power rankings, and I looked at the main cores of the team, and they had a really nice core. So I was going to put it really high. He had a core of Rotom Wash, Amoonguss, and Heatran. I was like, oh shit, this is really good. And then I looked at the rest of his team. Okay, tell me what screams out to you when I finish reading out this team. Okay, Heatran, Rotom Wash, Cobalion, Porygon 2, Hitmontop, Tauros, Amoonguss, Zygarde, Exploud, Smeargle, Megalopony.
Alright, where's your Gallade switching?
Yeah, dude.
He has 7 fighting type weaknesses.
And like 5 normal types. Jesus Christ.
And 2 mons with the exact same type when one of them is do the exact same thing.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's really funny. I don't remember that team.
Honestly,
because it was season 2, you weren't.
Oh, you weren't. No, I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah, you joined season 3.
I keep because
Honestly, Mega Gallade with Ice Punch just runs through that team.
1v1s
it doesn't even need ice. Doesn't need Ice Punch.
No, I mean Ice Punch for the Zygarde. Ice Punch for the Zygarde. But then like Drain, like you don't need anything for the Rotom Wash because pretty much Drain Punch will take it out, and then Zen Headbutt takes out whatever Drain Punch doesn't.
Speaking of drafts, what do you guys? I don't know. I wasn't here for season 4. Do you feel like all round this was everyone drafted really well, like as a whole? Because I feel like in the past seasons it hasn't always been like. I think season 3 everyone drafted very nice teams, but before that you get 3 or 4 people who just sort of draft. You know, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this season's drafts in terms of a whole?
Well,
you want initially or right now?
Initially.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull up.
I think Joey's really the one to talk about. Considering he's
if we're talking initially, then Jazz didn't have the best thoughts.
I was gonna say. I say everyone but Jazz.
He didn't have Zergatry as his Z captain. He didn't have Klefki. He had Metagross instead, and Mega Garchomp, which means like. It's kind of a bit.
I hate Mega Garchomp. I absolutely hate Mega Garchomp.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Yeah. Like there's no point in having no point in having both Metagross and Bronzong when you'd probably bring Bronzong more.
You want me to go through my notes for all 16 guys?
No, just give your overarching view of the draft as a whole this season. Like in terms like this league's drafting ability.
I mean, for the most part, like you guys had pretty solid drafts. I would say. On the weaker end, I would say Thunder's was pretty...
Yeah, I've used it, I know.
I mean, he has, from what I saw here, he has like 1 decent offensive fairy switch in.
Yeah.
Which is
He's also got 5 fighting weaknesses again, I think.
Yeah, that's Excadrill, Gigalith, Peasy,
Swordspark, and Drampa. And Squirty, he's got 6.
Christ.
I mean, the thing is he started to build like a sand team, but then he just like there was like a
fuck it.
there are like 2 other people who started building sand teams. So like halfway through, he's just like, all right, yeah, no, I'm not going to build a sand team. And if everyone's
he also willingly gave Hearthstone Mega Sableye.
Yeah, god damn it, Thunder.
Yeah.
You screwed us all.
He doesn't have a flying or psychic type, and going up against a Mega Venusaur when you don't have a flying or psychic type is a bit hard.
Mega Venusaur twice.
Oh, I mean, it's not that hard when you can just natural gift lance that very source bucket.
True.
I mean, it also helps when you're up against a cursed Mega Venusaur with only hidden power to attack.
Jesus Christ, yeah, that was weird. Yeah, I think everyone's drafting was pretty good. I think straight off top, like Jazz, like we said, Jazz, it's not the Z captains. Like Xurkitree obviously should have been a Z captain, but I remember his team was like Buzzwole, Xurkitree, Emboar, like just a lot of slow mons, Tapu Fini, Bronzong, but it wasn't a Trick Room team either. So I don't know. So I think
the other team I didn't really like was Comment Team. He had no fire. He had like no fire and no fairy type when he drafted. I don't know if he changed that up, but
he has gotten Blaziken and Gardevoir now. So now his team is okay.
Now he's obviously better, but that was my initial thought.
I agree, definitely. Yeah.
How important do you guys think Z captains are?
Very.
Because
it's like maybe 1/6 important.
No, they changed the dynamic of the game.
Convenient if done right, because like for me, Thunderous Darion's the Z captain. It's just very useful because it doesn't need an item to be good. I can still throw a Z crystal on there and it could be just fine.
Yeah, the problem is I think it comes down to picking the Pokemon you want to make as your Z captain, because it can make an average Pokemon good, but it can also make a good Pokemon great, and you have to decide whether you want to take your say you've got Kieran Black, okay, that's always going to be your A-star Pokemon on your draft. You've got to decide whether you want to boost that even further or try get Pokemon onto a similar level to it, and it can be really hard to decide sometimes, I think.
Mm-hmm. It depends on how it works. Like a Z captain could be a huge game changer and make your draft insanely good, or it could just be something that you throw away. And I think it kind of depends on how you're approaching your draft.
Andrew, I thought I'd point this out. I was like, Andrew made Golduck his Z captain.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that shit. Jesus.
Oh,
another one that
my Z captain in season 3, thinking I wouldn't use it as much as Kyurem. It was the opposite, because even without the Z crystal, I didn't use Kyurem at all.
Yeah, no, Zap does. There's some mons in Draft League that you almost have to make a Z captain. And one of them that I absolutely hated, Jazz, was Xurkitree is a must for a Z captain.
Yeah.
It's an absolute must, because otherwise Xurkitree has without the Z move, it has 2 sets. It's either Scarf or a setup. And
did he not make it his Z captain?
At the start it wasn't.
No.
It was Chestnut. Exactly.
Z spiky shield.
Z belly drum, he said.
His
and everyone's
reasons
like,
why.
okay.
No, I think he said Z leech seed, but he didn't even know that Z leech seed just got rid of lowered stats.
I mean, that's just Jazz.
That's just he did Jazz.
The other one I didn't really like was Nox's draft.
What is Nox's again?
I helped put his main core together. So
He's always.
His lower tier options are.
It's really offensive. Gengar, Manaphy, Ampharos, Latios, Entei.
Oh yeah. That team's okay.
That's super offensive.
But he's brought it the right way. He's brought 6 set of mons every week.
He just doesn't switch into an Ice Punch.
And that's how you play it.
And he also has just relied on setup one whole week.
I mean, this was just straight off. This is initial thoughts without seeing it, you guys. So he doubled up on dragon types and doubled up on grass types, and both of his grass types were neither of them are defensive switching. Whimsicott's not going to take anything, and Wormadam.
He's got 2 quad fighting weaknesses. That's what you mean.
Yeah, that's
And
the pseudo hail I don't really like.
I actually
like the Wormadam pick.
I don't like the Wormadam pick. I kind of like the pseudo hail, just because it's something that you could bring 1 week and just if someone was potentially weak to what a Alolan Sandslash could do, then you could potentially bring it that 1 week without them even realizing that that was an option. So I like that as a little tech, but for the because I think Auroras was a throwaway pick for him, honestly. So with throwaway picks, I like something that's just
there's the potential that I could bring this, and you have to dedicate one of your 24 slots to dealing with it.
Yeah. All right. My slightly controversial time. Who do you guys think is the best new coach?
Best new coach?
Yeah, that's come up from the D-League or joined late or something like that.
So
who are the options?
So we got Kip, Clementine, Afonso, Saigai, and Erasmus.
Like, do we want to? Are we talking team wise or just how they?
No, just as a coach.
I would go either between Clementine or Erasmus.
I don't know. I think Saigai is very much up there.
I was gonna say Saigai as well. I would probably say
I think
it's
Saigai.
I mean, it's between Saigai and Erasmus.
Saigai and Erasmus for me are 3 and 4, or not? Sorry, Saigai and Kip are 3 and 4.
3 and 4. Really?
Yeah. Clementine has actually proven himself like pretty solid. I think he doesn't know how to draft properly. Like that's because like everyone's got like something they thrive at in draft leagues, something they're pretty good at, and something they're shit at.
And I think using
and I can just say personal doesn't really persuade someone to do a trade very well.
Yeah, so
he offered me a trade twice, but he didn't really give proper reasons.
Yeah, I think
from a champ and Delmice for basically anything, but that doesn't really help.
Yeah, no, I think his flaw is like if he wanted to be really solid and like take draft league competitively, I think he would need someone to be like his it would be a general manager in sports. He would need someone.
I met him through another league, which was a free draft. So he didn't have to sort of strategically plan out his draft and that. He came second and beating them in the final. You know?
Yeah.
But no, he was a very good battler, very good. But he also had moments of just like, what the fuck are you doing?
I just feel like right now in the PCL, he's just not properly thinking everything through.
Yeah, and the other thing about Erasmus is, like, on ladder, I've seen his teams on ladder. He is very hyper offense, and PCL, he drafted a hyper offense team that I feel like he's got, like, he's kind of changing his style for draft league, because in the Elysian League, he's got a balanced team, and dude, I faced his team, and I got, like, one lucky thing, and that helped me so much, because his team is scary as shit, and he uses it really well. So I feel like he would be a lot, like, I feel like he would be running away with this question if he drafted a balanced team instead of a hyper offense.
I was worried after the D League that we just wouldn't get many competitive people through to the main season. I'm happy because people like I don't know, Kip and Afonso. I mean, sure they aren't top level, but they're still good. Like
they're still good
if you're not careful. And I was just worried like we just wouldn't get that.
I think the thing that helped Afonso is the fact that I pretty much took over his drafting, because I felt like one of the things that killed him in the D League was his draft, because he had like 4 or 5 evolutions. Like, what the fuck are you doing in a draft league for that? So, like, his team building wise, he's a little bit out there. Like, I wouldn't say it's his weakness, but I wouldn't say it's his benefit. But I think drafting would be his weakest thing. But like, he's getting better team building, and he's getting better battling. So that's.
I think him being in the D League and being in this season has helped improve, because he's been against like people who are just miles above his level. You know, people like Milotic and Isu and Ashu. Going up against people like that, seeing the way they draft and prep and things like that, I think that's helped him a lot. And people like Dusky and Con in the D League as well. I think that's really helped him and Kip and people like that.
I mean, I think maybe next year, if he goes by himself, he might do pretty well. Because I'm like an okay team builder and a shit battler, but I'm really good draft wise. So I think I did a little bit with him and showed him how to kind of draft a little bit, and I think his team is actually really solid this year. Like, we didn't get everything we wanted, but like, we only had one snipe, and that was because Harshal decided he wanted to be a scumbag and draft straight up.
Harshal does that every time.
Yeah.
Dude, he was like, he drafted something, and then he sniped Doug Trio, and I was just like, what the fuck is he doing? And then all of a sudden, he's got like 3 rounds later, he's got Skarmory, Toxapex, Chansey, Doug Trio. Like, what the? Oh my god.
mean, it could be worse. It could be worse.
Speaking of scumbags in the D League, I feel like this is a good transition to discuss something I haven't actually had the opportunity to give my thoughts on really since that happened, which was that PCL Season 3 final, as we all remember it.
Yeah, Jesus.
The one where about everything happened. The finals of the PCL have always been somewhat lackluster. I don't know, Season 2 between Ice and Croft was amazing, but Season 1 between Croft and Alex was trash. Croft destroyed him, and Season 3 between Potato and Harshal wasn't good either. The thing about this final,
Season 2 definitely had the best playoffs though.
Yeah, let me explain the story behind this. So I was on my computer and I was on Pokemon Showdown, just chilling on the OU ladder and shit. And I get a message from Harshal, and Harshal goes, "Hey, I don't know if you know, but me and Potato are playing the finals right now." To which I was like, "What the fuck?" Because this is my league. Yeah, that I've put so many fucking hours in, and I'm like, oh, shit, the finals is happening right now. So I turn up into the finals, to which Potato goes, "How did people find this while I was there?" So I was like, what? And then I posted the link into the Amino show, because everyone wants to watch the final, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone wants to watch. It's like, my analogy was like, it's like getting tickets to a sports game, or for example, the World Cup final. Okay, I know it's not the World Cup final, it's Pokemon, but if you have the opportunity to watch something exciting, you want to watch something exciting.
Yeah, it's like watching like 2.5 hours of Lord of the Rings and then not watching the ending. There's no point.
Yeah,
mud wrestling.
So I posted the link in the chat, and Potato flipped shit. He was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Take that link out the chat." And then he started saying that people watching him battle makes him battle worse. Maybe that happens, okay? But you are in a Pokemon League, okay, where people will watch your matches. I mean, it's and he goes, "Why can't people just watch the replay?" And it's so much different. It's so much more intense if you are watching. I remember Season 2 when I was watching the finals live against Kraft and Icy. It was 45 minutes long, and it was so intense. Like, I was there for 45 minutes.
Actually, I remember that. I don't know why I was watching it. Maybe Kraft told me.
You do not have the anticipation of waiting for that last move.
So Potato starts having a massive go at me in the chat, and he basically accused me of losing him. He played trash. He did not play well, and that wasn't my fault. He just made moves and decisions that weren't good, but you can't justify that by saying this has happened because someone else posted the link to the match. It's the finals of the league, and then people in the D League started being like, "What's going on?" In particular, Hitmontop guy, who is rather infamous in this league, and I've got some of the screenshots from the things they were saying. It was just unreal. So for a start, because you guys were defending me, you guys were like, "He hasn't done anything wrong here." And Potato, Hitmontop guy, Con, and who else was it? Opti, I think it was Opti. They were all like, "No, Avon wasn't in the league at that point." They were like, "You're a fucking idiot, aren't you? You're a fucking idiot. You're a spacker, you stupid spacker. You lost in the game, you spacker." I'm like, what? It was retarded. And then so I said, "Look, I'm not controlling you guys here. If you don't like the way things are being done, you can leave." Which I think is reasonable, because it's me saying, if you don't like what's going on, it's your decision to leave. To which Hitmontop and guy went, "You're encouraging people to leave your league because you have different views. That's the most childish thing you can do." And I'm like, "Oh my god, this is retarded." And then other people started defending me, being like, "Hitmontop guy, you're an idiot." To which Potato said, "Please don't go and put all the blame on someone who is just showing his opinion on a situation." Which I went, "That's exactly what I'm doing right now, and you guys are giving me shit for it." And then everyone's just like, "You could have watched it afterwards. You're a fucking idiot." I'm like, oh my god. It was so stupid. With people going, "You should have just deleted the link," when Potato asked. And then Potato said, "This isn't a matter of misunderstanding." Okay, this was, and then Hitmontop guy went, "Yeah, this isn't a misunderstanding, just being a dick."
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, and then we get to the end of the D League. Like Evan, who was in the finals, who was going to make the main season. He quits. And after he said he quits, he said he still wants to battle.
That was
He's
retarded.
still making tier changes.
Yeah. And then, I think my favourite thing, though, out of all that, was when Hitmon top guy said, "I'm leaving because Haunter's blind pride is pissing me off. I'll probably be back in like an hour." No, you won't.
Like, he comes back after Aaron leaves and then shames us.
I think that's...
Shames us for losing someone who was not good, who really should not have been there. If he's
it's like, the analogy that I wanted to give, it's like, you do a group project. Or, yeah, so you do like a group project with like 16 people, but you're the leader of the group project. You put hours into organizing everyone to do different things. You put hours into bringing everything together. And then just before you go up to present it to a professor, someone else just goes, "Nah, fuck you, we got our grade already, it was a B+." You know, it's like, well, what was this all for?
Yeah, no, okay, so I know you're in the right on this one, like 100%. I will say this, from the Elysian League and the finals we'd actually have, all of them have been like straight open to the public, and they've all been, not only that, everyone has seen that they've been live recorded in some way or another. Season 1 did not have a finals, but Season 2 did. It was me against Zach. I think 1 or 2 other people showed up for it, but I was live recording it, and Zach knew it as well. So that was there. Season 3, it was Aggron versus Source, and both of them were live recording it, so they both knew exactly what was going on. And Aggron,
Aggron making the finals.
My better days.
Aggron, there were people there watching, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't think we posted the link, but we weren't like against it. I just think we just did it.
That's where my issue came, because he was actively trying to hide the battle. He told Harshal before they started, "Do not tell anyone we're battling." He even said it himself. He said, "How do people find this? I told Harshal not to tell people."
And
that's a fucking piss take.
That's retarded.
And then Season 5, when we had our finals, I was live, like I was commenting live on the battle, and you and like Haunter, you joined and Aggron joined that as well.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think there were a couple misplays, but there was, I mean, for the most part, I don't think anyone blamed the fact that people were watching.
That's also what you have to do. You're playing in League. People are, you
don't want people watching. You just need to do one thing: lock spectators.
That doesn't stop them. Yeah, if you're getting distracted by what people are saying, or if you don't want to know people are joining, just ignore spectators. There's a big button at the top of the page that says "Ignore spectators."
I mean, there's that, and then like every time someone says you misplayed this or you misplayed that, you just remind them that you're playing. I'm in the finals. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I mean, it was just quite the issue I had was that sparked so many people to leave the D League,
which I actually that makes no sense to me.
It was when people like, I didn't want people to be there if they disliked me, but then you had people leaving because other people left, and just for that reason alone.
Yeah.
Like one of the things, and then just people giving unjustified. Let me read out the Opti before he left. He sent me a message. Okay, he sent me a message explaining why he was leaving. He said, "I'm choosing to leave this league." Oh no, he put it on the group. He said, "I'm choosing to leave this league mainly because Humble, you have to be the worst leader I've ever seen. You rush into every decision, never seeming to actually plan out what you do. I doubt this league will ever survive after weeks with how disjointed you perform. Bye, guys."
Keeping in mind that the league's been around for 3 seasons.
Yeah, I think he was talking about me as a leader right there. Rush into things without thinking them through.
Trust me. I don't rush into anything when I fucking hell.
Exactly.
In League, its rules are very well known.
Everything is voted on. Everything in this league is voted on.
We're not rushing into anything because we know what to do.
Yeah.
I think what it comes down to is that sums up the community on Amino now as well, the Pokemon community.
Oh yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's one of the worst communities I've ever seen. It's literally. It's the 1%. I call them the 1%ers. People in the big fucking leagues. What is it? The ABPA or whatever it is. People like I don't know, not Pred. What's it called? Medi. People like Medi and stuff like that. It's them, and then it's the 95% worshipping their asses, and it's the 5% who just want to play Pokemon.
Yeah, it's like if you had to debate the Pokemon Amino Chat or the toddlers that play at Monkey Maze. I'd rather debate the toddlers from Monkey Maze because they'd have more have more in like coherent like discussions than fucking the ones on Amino. It's retarded. It's really retarded.
Hey guys, but at least Heracross is better than Buzzwole.
True. That is actually a fact now.
Oh my god.
Stupid.
Joey, you sound like you want to say something about that.
Dude, that was the dumbest argument. The whole point of like Bonds being good in Draft League is being versatile and being able to be offensive and defensive. And this guy's like, no, man, Heracross is slightly better offensively than Buzzwole, so it's clearly the better Mon.
Heracross, a Bond that uses about 5 attacking moves and basically needs a Scarf to win.
Yeah.
Against Buzzwole, a Mon with a sky-high attack and defense that with a variety of high-powered coverage moves.
It's just really weird. It's really funny. It's really funny.
Wait,
Oh.
It reminds me of like just other communities I can think of. The FIFA and the Call of Duty community is literally what the Pokemon community has become.
Yeah, it's just.
Like, if you guys have ever played that, it's disgusting.
Of course, it's terrible.
Like 12-year-olds and then like, what the fuck? Which is just hit one top guy.
Yeah. Christ. It's got really fucking depressing.
Yeah, I just don't.
It's basically just turned into Champ ranting about his problem.
Because it pissed me off and I never got the actual event about it.
You didn't? No, yeah.
I can attest to like finding some really shitty people on Amino too. Aggro, were you here? Were you here in season 2 of the Elysian League for Andrew?
I was here in season 2, but who was Andrew? Not the London Lanoons Andrew, but
No.
Just imagine Andrew saying something mean.
Yeah.
No. Trust me, you would know this. You would
just a number, Andrew.
Age is just a number. Who was Andrew though?
He was the guy who spammed the chat nonstop with stupid shit, and then he left the league and brought in Squirtle.
Oh, I do remember. Yeah. So he was like, "Let me get a friend who's way better than me," and then Squirrel came in and did the exact same thing.
That was literally like Ian, you remember Callum, don't you? Fucking hell, Callum. In season 2, this guy called Callum joined. He called himself Meme Lord Callum on Pokemon Amino.
Oh Christ!
So it's like, oh god.
You see, yeah.
He
God.
lost
his
every match.
Yeah, his profile picture I think was a GIF of what's it called? Like H3 or something like that, and it said like triggered underneath, and I was like, oh god. And all he would do was he tried to draft some stool team. It was the most B-Tech stool team I have ever seen. I'll read it out for you guys. I'll read it out for you guys right now. There was Sylveon, Entei, Noivern, Donphan, Poliwrath, Cresselia, Chansey, Wobbuffet, Dusclops, Mega Sableye. He got smashed every week, and he would just complain, and then he ended up, I think it was week 6, he played me, and I had a Clefable, and I got to +6 defenses with Cosmic Power, and he rage quit and quit the league.
Oh god.
And then he quit the Nino, I think.
Yeah. I think he's back.
So this Andrew guy, I think he legit quit Amino, but I couldn't be sure because he created like 3 or 4 other accounts. He was a legit like 11-year-old troll. This was back when we were just straight all Amino with our chat and stuff. People literally muted the general chat. We had like a separate chat that like people who weren't like spazzes were in, because he would message, like you would look down at your phone, like you would turn it off, and 5 minutes later you would have 75 new messages from the Amino group chat, and it would just be this kid talking to himself over and over again with the stupidest shit.
I'm glad we moved to Discord as well.
Yeah, Discord's
so much better. I remember back in, I think it was season 3, him on top guy saying, if you guys move to Discord permanently, I'm going to quit this league, which we should have just done at the time.
Yeah. But Discord is just so clean.
Yeah, everything's so, like, if you just look on the side, you've got You've got all the different chats for the different sides. You can give people roles so you know who's a coach, who's an analyst, shit like that.
You got the voice chat.
Make sure to go Google Discord private membership. Put the Discord link. Make sure to put in the thing PCL Season 4. That's capital S, capital 4, and you get a 10% discount on your porn.
Discord Season 4.
Discord Season 4. That's the best way to watch your pornographic material without getting caught by the feds.
I'm gonna have a call with friends over gaming. Where should I do it?
Oh, it's funny you asked that, my friend. I have this new service. It's called Skype.
Discord is Skype done right.
Skype. Yeah. Just like burp when you say Skype, like Skype.
No.
Fucking
okay. You guys have. Okay, Hunter. I'm pretty sure you had these. I know you had Tepig in there.
Yeah.
We
oh god.
Many... Can I read out my conversation? Wait. This is one of the funniest things I've ever experienced. This was a real conversation I had. Let me I think you guys have probably seen it, but it's the funniest fucking thing. Where is it? It's somewhere. I'm gonna find out.
We'll probably try to wrap this up after this the Tepig thing.
Yeah. So I get a message from Tepig. Season. He was the analyst, God help him. And he goes, I got a message through him in like 3 weeks into the league, and he goes, you should kick some people. I was like, what? He goes, yeah, you should kick some people from the league. I was like, what? Why? He goes, to make some room. I'm like, what? Why would I need room? It's the middle of the season. He puts a sad face, and he goes, but they're shitty players. Spelled the wrong there. Tapping their ability doesn't matter. They're not, even if they're bad, I'm not going to kick them. And he put a crying face emoji.
Tepig only did one analyst thing, and then just trolled the chat.
Christ.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
Did you have Ben Blue or did you have East or did you have?
We had East. Oh god, East. East. We everyone voted on the tier changes, and we made them. And East went, "These are shit tier changes. Here's what I would do." And then when I didn't give in to his demands, he was like, "Fuck this league. I'm gonna leave halfway through the draft."
No, only 2 rounds into the draft, he quit, and that's when we got him on top.
No, that wasn't when we got him on top, guy. That's when we got Captain Funk. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then Funk was great actually.
Hey, Funk was a great guy.
Rest in peace, Funk. I love him. I love him like a brother. God.
Yeah, who else, Joey? Who else?
Okay, so we had Ben Blue and East both in the D League, and those two would legit like start up, and then Tepig would go at them as well. So it would be like Ben Blue and East teaming up on one side, and Tepig going on the other side, and we had co-coaches for them. And I think it was either East or it was Ben Blue had Kraft as a coach, as the co-coach, and Kraft couldn't stand him.
I'm sure, yeah. I'm sure he couldn't.
But oh my god, the perfect analogy for the D League chat was basically Charlottesville right there. You got Ben Blue and East on one side. You got Ben Blue and East on one side, and you got Tepig on the other side, and you're praying no one wins. Like you're happy that one of them is going to end up losing this, but you're unhappy because one of them's going to end up winning this.
Oh Christ!
You just want them to just implode into one massive giant L for both of them, and have the other people we had 5 others in there. I remember we had Jackson Yodler. Your co-coach Gomez was in there, right?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, Gomez was cool.
Yeah, like. All the 5 other people we had were cool, but those 3 were just like constantly fighting each other. And then Tepig would eventually just realize he's getting teamed up, taken out, leave the group chat, and then ask to be invited 30 minutes later.
Oh, a tantrum every time he leaves.
To realize something. Did we realize we went from a podcast about talking about the competitive Pokemon scene to just shitting on all the asses?
The people that we hate in the Pokemon community. I mean, it's related.
Everyone else is thinking, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
just an announcement to everyone. If you're part of the Pokemon Amino community and you're thinking, No, I love East and Tepic. These guys are
If you're
great
still
guys.
watching, that is.
Don't
You're
message
an
us.
asshole too.
Do not
You
message
are
us.
also one of the assholes.
Please
Just
comment
give
down
it,
below.
like,
Unless we,
give it,
unless
like, a
we
week.
say otherwise.
If you know Tepig or East, like and subscribe. If you don't know Tepig and East, make sure like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
No. Okay.
Except for nudes.
I can't remember who it was. I want to say it was Ben Blue, but I'm not sure, and I'm not going on a Pokemon Amino to like dig around. But this is what happened on one of them. During the D League draft, we had I was like marking everything down in a spreadsheet, and then we had a Google Doc for everyone to look at. And in between the spreadsheet and the Google Doc, we replaced wheezing with something else as like a wall.
Oh, I remember this.
And so like it came in and like Ben got swept like 6-0, and he kept complaining like I had nothing for wheezing. It's not in the Google Doc. And like, okay, fine, whatever. We're gonna keep the guy with a win, and because there was nothing in there, instead of giving you a loss with a -6 differential, I'm just gonna give you a tie that week. And him and like East lost their mind. Like, how can you do that? There has to be a winner and a loser. Like, I'm not gonna take away a 6-0 loss or a 6-0 win from the other guy because one Mon was in there. He clearly kicked your ass. I'm not giving him a loss.
Yeah.
Take the freaking tie. And he's like, how can you do that? Like, I'm the fucking league owner, man. I can do shit like this.
Just swinging your dick around.
Helicopter stuff.
I can occasionally swing my dick around and help people out in the league for something that got slightly fucked up that I didn't notice because I don't use the Google Doc. I have my own doc.
I want to before we end it, I want to end kind of similar to that. So yeah, Ian and Aggronix, this happened in the off season. So you were both here, but I don't think you'll remember it. Harshal, he had Steel type, okay, and he drafted his team, and his team was very clearly written in the document. And one week he brings a team, and he wins his match like 2-0 or something. And I'm writing down the Pokemon on the matches page.
And he kept using them on.
Yeah, so I'm writing it down, and I go, wait a minute, what? Where did he get this Jirachi from? So I go back onto his page and check again, just like back and forth. I'm like, he didn't draft Jirachi? What the fuck? He just brought Jirachi to a random fucking league battle. So I messaged him, I'm like, Harshal, what the fuck? And he was like, oh yeah, shit, sorry. I was like, alright, Jirachi didn't do anything that match, so I'll give you the win anyway, but don't do it again. Next week he does the same fucking thing with March again.
Yeah, Harshal, I'd also like to add, Harshal had psychic types, and when Harshal tested me 1 week for an off-season battle, he had already tested the opponent I'm facing and brought to their team. Really?
What?
Dude, I gotta start
Like,
testing
I was
with
facing
Harshal.
Steel types with Trick Room. He brought Steel types with Trick Room.
Oh my god.
Wasn't just a
Christ.
guess, he said he already done it.
My brain is fucking fried.
I gave him a 6 for and then next week he went and 6-0'd me.
Well, he got his revenge.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll wrap things up there.
this has been fun, dude. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to Ian and Joey for joining us.
Subscribe if you love me.
Sub for nudes. Yeah, Ian and Joey's link will be in the description down below, as well as the link. I might send nudes, maybe if you're lucky.
You have to watch the videos, just subscribe so we feel good about ourselves.
Yeah, next week we'll hopefully have maybe Melodic on. We have to get him on at some point. And maybe Afonso.
Give me the 60 subscribers.
Get him to 60 subscribe. Maybe Afonso will try to get him on, but he's very annoying, so we'll see what happens
Also,
with that.
guys, just thought I'd make an announcement. Just diss tracks coming out soon.
Diss track's coming soon, so fucking
Me and Aggron are working on a diss
keep
track
out for
together.
that. So, with that being said,
Watch the video if you want me or Joey to come back.
fuck that.
Yeah, again, thanks
That
for
being said,
watching.
have yourselves a wonderful day, and bye-bye.
Peace.
Above all else, keep it.
Kill yourself.
Whoa.
Literally just die for that one.